Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it's time for a squat and deadlift day, but we didn't really do any squatting today. Decided again, take it a little bit easy. Uh, Again, the heat's gotten to me, definitely feeling a hair under recovered this week, and I don't want to push the absolute limits. I needed to just get a decently easy workout in, easy to recover from, and go ahead and try to get recovered this weekend so that I can have a good training week this coming week. Hopefully the weather will be a little more amicable. Hopefully I can get myself moving and train a little earlier if need be. And again, I get it. Some of my easier workouts, I occasionally get people who are like, you just did 500 pounds for 6 on a stiff bar. That's not really easy. That's all relative though, guys. That's all relative. I'm not saying it wasn't challenging. It was still challenging. But that's not going to just beat me into the ground. The same with the supplemental work. At 3 sets of glute ham raises with a little lighter weight, a little more reps than I normally do. I did these. I got 12 on the first one, then it was like 10-10. I felt my hamstrings trying to cramp a little bit on the second one, but I'm like, let me get in and get a good stretch on them on the lift. I need to get the hamstring work in spite of all of that. So, again, decided to just push it through. Again, the work sets are not crazy here. Still going to get some stimulus. And I apologize if my air conditioning is coming on. I'm leaving it on. A lot of times I try to turn it off when I'm recording because of the ambient noise. Hopefully people can deal with it. It's insanely hot. We're dealing with a ridiculous heat wave. We're under all sorts of heat warnings. I'm not going to turn it off for audio quality, and hopefully people are okay with that. I still got to get all my recording and vlogs done. Got to get work done no matter what. So I'm just going to let it run. And again, it kind of highlights the situation. It is that hot here. Again, I dealt with some heat exhaustion last Friday. So came in and did my 3 sets of glute ham raises, and I didn't do any squatting or good mornings today. I'm like, this is what I can handle, right? Got to be able to recover from this. Again, trying to deal with the heat. And I don't think it would have been so bad if I hadn't had that situation on Wednesday night where we lost power. Got really, 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 really hot in my place. Again, storm knocked the power out. So again, I've just been dealing with all that, working around the heat. And it goes to show how much our environment impacts our training, because I've already been training very, very hard right at the bleeding edge of recovery. So stuff like that is stuff that we have to be aware of, that we have to adapt to. And again, it's what you're acclimated to. There was a time in my life when I've tolerated way more heat than this, right? I've done work in the past. It was working entire days in heat hotter than this, but we stayed hydrated. We're also tired. I'm also not trying to train at this level, right? Also much younger. So again, that's been a big, big factor for me for the past week in my training. So again, I've got to focus on the recovery, still getting some quality work in. Skipped good mornings instead. I'm like, let me just focus on the glute ham raises and reverse hypers. Again, all about the compression on the spine. Next week, I hope to be back to doing the box squats. I hope to be back to doing the good mornings, right? But I've got to be able to recover. But the reverse hypers are always good. This is the beauty of the reverse hypers. Like if I didn't feel good enough to do glute ham raises, I was going to come in and try to do like 10 sets of these. I was going to come in and do that. They're easier on recovery. Again, it puts the back in traction. We get those benefits. We get all those things, right? The back in traction, kind of a big deal. And like I said, today I went with a little more reps on the glute ham raises, right? Let's just stimulate some muscle growth, because that's kind of what I've pointed out too, as far as me getting a lot of progress lately and then it's slowing down, it's the issue of I have to gain more muscle, right? I have to gain more muscle. What does that mean? I need more hamstring, I need more low back, I need more tricep, more pec, right? I've got to gain muscle. I've got to raise my strength ceiling, rather than try to chase neural drive. Again, this is how we play the long game in strength sports and in powerlifting. This is one reason so many guys burn out so young, too many injuries, and these things can be pushing neural drive all the time instead of building the structures to accommodate it. Right? Because you'll always get stronger if you gain muscle. You'll always raise your strength ceiling. It's a safer way to do it. So that's going to be, again, the name of the game. I've got to get more muscle. Okay? Got to get more muscle. That is going to be the key for me to get these lifts up yet again to the next tier. Right? Because I've kind of got to a certain level. They've progressed well. They're floundering a little. But again, it's purely because we have to gain more muscle. You know, people who will try to chime in to give advice, I'm like, unless your advice is going to put more muscle on me, it's not going to work. Okay? No fancy programming is going to fix that. It's what I have to do, and that takes time. It's going to take me a few months to level up again. I've got to get thicker. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.